Hello, my gravy babies. Welcome back to another video on the Ram Bam channel. I think today it's finally time to talk about Logan Paul and his little shenanigans that's been happening recently. But as you guys might or might not know, Logan Paul is going to be fighting Dylan Danis in a couple months, and the fight has been heating up. They did a little face-off like a week ago. And usually before, a face-off happens between two fighters, they would try to heat it up, beforehand. They go on Twitter and say, hey, my opponent is a bitch. And the other guy usually goes, no, you're a dumb bitch too, I mean, it's obvious that they, try and force it. They try and force, heavy conflict between each other, even though, it's not that fucking crazy or anything. But this one's a little bit different. So Dylan Danis is, a week or a couple weeks before, the face-off happened, he was posting fucking pictures of Logan Paul's wife. And with her, with 100 different dudes. So Logan Paul's wife, Nina Agdal, she kind of, really likes men. She likes the penis. And there's like hundreds of pictures of her with different dudes and stuff, with big time celebrities like, LeBron James or some shit. And, Dylan Danis has been posting multiple pictures per day of Logan's wife with other dudes. And it's not just like, take a picture with me. It's more like, baby, take a picture with me. I mean, there's like kissing going on in these pictures. There's bikinis and shit. There's, about to be nude and shit, taking off the clothes. The guy is usually grabbing her ass or some shit. And seeing all these pictures is like, hey, Logan wasn't the first guy to be with her, Logan decided it would be a good idea to pick up a girl off the streets, man. And Logan Paul is trying defend from these, pictures and stuff, defend himself, make him look better, try and tell people like, hey, we are actually in a very loving relationship and I'm the best one that she has been with yet. So basically what Logan is trying to say that all these pictures is just, famous dudes, fangirling over the fact that, they met, her. And they decided to take pictures with her, even though, the guy's grabbing her ass and kissing her. Oh, no, guys, you don't understand. They are just fans. Just trust me, bro. So after Dylan Danis has been, spamming these pictures out on his Twitter of Logan's wife, obviously Logan is not going to be too happy about that. There's going to be some tension, some conflict during the face-off, maybe a little bit more than average. So Dylan Danis decides to show up to this conference, this press conference, with Logan Paul and everything, where they'll be talking about the fight and everything else. And he shows up with this. He had this fucking hat where it's from the Toy Story movies of the aliens, the little toy aliens and shit. So Logan Paul actually wore like kind of like the same fucking hat inside that Japanese forest a couple years ago when he filmed that guy who was literally hanging from a fucking tree. So he was trying to remind Logan Paul of the past, bro. It's fucking hilarious to see someone actually trying to pull that off right in front of Logan. Obviously, fighters will do this type of sort of thing where they'll, bring up the past, the past controversies and everything else. But, this is, you can tell that there's underground some more hate in it than usual. And throughout the whole press conference, they were just talking shit nonstop and everything else. It's the fucking Dylan Danis was fucking throwing the prime bottles, into the crowd and shit, getting them the fuck out of there. And towards the later half of the press conference, little conference that was going on, he brought in this cake. Logan Paul brought in this cake with Dylan Danis on it, of him being knocked out. He has bruises over his eyes and shit. He's fucked up, looks fucked up in the cake. So later on, they kept on talking shit, towards the end, it becomes a, full brawl. And they're like, fuck you, bitch, KSI, and everybody else was there. They were, fucking talking shit. Logan Paul actually took the head off of the fucking cake and threw it at Dylan Danis, bro. Of course, this whole situation is pretty wild. Of course, there's, some, a lot more energy just because, it's a really fucking big fight. It's probably one of the biggest fights ever to happen. So, of course, all this drama and controversy and, all this shit talking is, of course, for views and entertainment purposes, but also it's hard to say that we've really, seen this much energy in a while. I'm pretty pumped to see this fight go down, to see who really wins this. But this also brings up some issues on Logan Paul's part if you don't know, I'm pretty sure he had a cryptocurrency scam a while back. I don't remember when. I wasn't really involved, or I had no idea about it, honestly, but it was pretty big at the time, and he scammed so many fans. And, he acknowledged that it was a scam. He's like, yeah, I scammed the fuck out of you guys. But don't worry, guys, I'm going to pay you back. But guess what? He never did. Typical Logan Paul fashion, am I right? Of course, Dylan Dennis, brought this up, say, hey, when are you going to pay your fans back, bitch? And he says, I'm working on it, which, if he was really working on it, then he would have already fucking paid them. Because, guess how much money he's making from Prime, and guess how much money he's making from this fucking fight, dude. And this brings up another massive issue about Logan Paul, including KSI, but KSI, he's a little bit better, Of course, we're not going to exclude Dylan Dennis on it. Of course, he's a scammer dude. He's not a great guy either. But the thing is, like, Logan Paul right now just feels like, a big advertisement, a big figurehead for the brand, for the Prime brand. Sorry, I kind of choked up there on the last part, but it just feels like that he's just there to advertise the Prime drinks. And Logan Paul and KSI would, like you to believe, and they would even tell you that the brand is owned by them. It was started by Logan Paul and KSI, but that is not true. It is owned by, a different company, the parent company that just made this drink, but decided to put KSI and Logan Paul on board to advertise it. And if you know if you know anything about Logan Paul's and KSI's fan base, they're teenagers, preteens, adolescents, basically. But I will go over why, advertising, a fucking energy drink to kids is bad. I'll talk about that later. Gideon jumped on board with this, and, just a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, he was talking about Logan Paul. He talked about Logan Paul, I think, on a YouTube video. He was just, beefing with him, trying to mess with him, I guess. And, inside a stream a couple of days later, he was saying that, Logan Paul was just there at UFC events, not because of a date or anything else. It was just because of Prime. He went over to all these events in UFC, the official drink of UFC is fucking Prime Energy, right? And, he's just there, to advertise Prime. He's the only reason why he's there is to advertise Prime. He is literally a fucking walking advertisement of a fucking energy drink, dude. Every single time I go to Logan Paul's Twitter or I see anything or any picture of Logan Paul, half the time it's got a fucking Prime drink in his goddamn hand. He's always saying, yeah, Prime Energy, drink it, whore. This whole Prime Energy thing is kind of shady too. I mean, like what I said earlier, Logan Paul and KSI has young fans, mostly teenagers, adolescents, basically, kids. And you know how kids are, if a YouTuber told them to drink cyanide, they definitely fucking would. So it's pretty obvious that, Prime Energy is using KSI and Logan Paul to, sell their product to mostly their teenager fans who don't really understand the truth or the risk behind energy drinks. And they just think it's a quirky little drink. I mean, no matter how healthy or good for you the energy drink is, it's not gonna be good for you because of that fucking caffeine. It's like crack. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I went into the store. I was simply just getting groceries. A couple snackies for the week. You know how it is. I was just sitting there looking at the fucking beer, and like this little kid comes up and and you know how in the stores they have like that wall of like drinks or stuff, and this one's Prime. It's just Prime drinks on the side of the aisle right there. Yeah, she this little 5-year-old just comes up and asks for a Prime drink, and she fucking gets it, and it's a fucking energy drink. Like 5-year-olds should not be fucking drinking energy drinks, no matter how healthy or good for you it is. There is 200 fucking milligrams of caffeine in that fucking bitch. I think Red Bull only has 80. I cannot imagine that kid's heart when they drink that, when they fucking down that whole bottle, bruh. I cannot imagine how much pressure that heart is going into. I think parents and kids need to fucking understand that energy drinks are not good for you. I mean, when you drink an energy drink, you're basically consuming battery acid and nuclear waste. But honestly, I ain't a saint either. I consume way much more worse stuff than just energy drinks. Let me just say that. But that's all for today. I'm sure there's like a million things I can still talk about Logan Paul and Prime Energy. But this video is already long enough, almost 10 minutes long. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe to want more content like this. Comment down below what you think about Logan Paul and his little fight going on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Damn it. Fuck.